It was 2:47 in the morning when Ruth, who was 71, fell down in her bedroom. No chest pain, no warning signs, just a quiet fall. The kind of quiet that makes you wonder about everything you thought you knew about your health. Ruth had no idea that something she'd been doing for years, every single night, was slowly raising her risk of a stroke. And the truth is, she's not alone. Most older adults are doing the same thing without even knowing it. You might be thinking, but I do everything my doctor says. I take my medicines. I try to stay active. And that's exactly why this message is so important. Because sometimes it's not about what you aren't doing. It's about what you are doing, but at the wrong time or in the wrong way. And when it comes to stroke, those small habits, especially the ones around bedtime, can either protect your brain or put it in danger when it's most weak. In this video, we're going to share exactly what happened in Ruth's case, what her doctors found, and what thousands of other seniors are now learning before it's too late. We'll talk about one common bedtime habit that quietly affects your blood flow, how much oxygen your body gets, and the pressure on your older blood vessels. And more importantly, we'll tell you what you can do tonight to lower your risk, sleep better, and give your brain the protection it needs. Before we start, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Drop your city or country in the comments below. I always love seeing how far our community reaches. 1. What happens to your body while you sleep? Sleep is supposed to be a time for your body to rest and get well. But after age 65, it can also become a time when your body is most at risk. That's because several important body systems change during the night, and these changes don't always go smoothly as we get older. Here's what's happening. When you lie down and fall asleep, your heart rate slows, your blood pressure drops, and your breathing becomes lighter. This is normal for your body to save energy and heal. But for seniors, these changes can sometimes go too far. Instead of just calming down, your blood pressure might drop too low, and your breathing might become too shallow, especially if you snore or have something called sleep apnea. And here's where it gets dangerous. When you sleep lying completely flat, gravity stops helping your blood flow away from your brain. For a younger person, this might not be an issue. But if you already have weak veins, stiff arteries, or poor blood flow, this flat position can raise the pressure inside your head. It can also lower your oxygen levels if your breathing tube is even slightly blocked. Sleep apnea, for example, is common in older adults and often isn't found. It causes brief stops in breathing that can lower oxygen and raise blood pressure again and again through the night. According to the American Stroke Association, this problem can increase your stroke risk by up to 4 times. So, between low blood pressure dips, broken sleep, breathing issues, and vessel strain, your brain goes through a kind of roller coaster at night when it should be resting. And the older you are, the harder it is for your body to handle that stress. 2. 3 smart drinking rules to protect your brain at night. Now let's talk about solutions. You already know drinking enough water is important. But if you're drinking most of your liquids late in the evening, you could be putting extra stress on your heart, bladder, and brain, especially while you sleep. That's why doctors now suggest not just how much you drink, but when and how you drink it. Here are 3 simple rules that can make a real difference. Rule 1. Stop drinking water 90 minutes before bed. This is one of the easiest and most helpful steps. By stopping fluids 1.5 hours before lying down, you give your kidneys time to process what's already in your body. This means you're less likely to wake up needing to use the bathroom. It also lowers the risk of sudden drops in blood pressure if you stand up too quickly at night. A study in 2014 found this one change led to 47% fewer nighttime awakenings in older adults. That means better sleep and less risk for problems that could lead to stroke. Rule 2. Drink most of your water earlier in the day. Your body uses water better when you are active, so drink most of your fluids in the morning and afternoon. Think of your daily water intake like a savings account. If you wait until bedtime to catch up, it's already too late. The Mayo Clinic suggests 7 to 9 cups of fluid per day for seniors, but try to get most of that before 6 p.m. That way, your body is well hydrated before sleep, not during it. Rule 3. Choose smarter drinks at night. If you're thirsty close to bedtime, avoid sugary drinks, caffeine, or alcohol. These don't truly hydrate you. They either perk you up or make you lose more water. Instead, try this gentle option. A small glass of water with a tiny pinch of pink Himalayan salt and a few drops of lemon juice, about 2 hours before bed. This mix helps balance your body's important salts and reduces overnight water loss without making your bladder work too hard. These 3 habits aren't just about making things easy. They're about protecting your blood flow, lowering your stroke risk, and helping your body rest the way it's supposed to. In the next part, we'll look at one small but powerful change in how you sleep that can make your nights even safer. 3. The sleeping position that quietly raises your risk. Believe it or not, the way you lie in bed at night can directly affect your blood flow, oxygen levels, and brain pressure. And for seniors, this matters more than ever. Many older adults sleep flat on their backs, thinking it's the most natural or comfy position. But here's the problem. When you lie completely flat, gravity no longer helps your blood flow back from your brain to your heart. For younger people, the body can easily handle this. But after 65, especially if your veins or arteries are weak, this can cause pressure to build up inside your head. And that's risky. A study found that sleeping in a completely flat position raised the risk of nighttime stroke by 23% in older adults, especially those with high blood pressure or blood flow problems. Why? Because lying flat can make sleep apnea worse, reduce oxygen flow, and cause blood pressure to go up and down during the night. So what's the safer option? Lift your head and upper body by 10 to 30 degrees using a wedge pillow or an adjustable bed. This small slant helps blood flow more easily away from your brain, keeps your breathing tubes open, and lowers pressure on your heart and blood vessels. It also helps with breathing for those who snore or have acid reflux. And here's a bonus tip. Sleeping on your side, especially the left side, has been shown to help your brain clean itself and have better blood flow. A 2015 study found that sleeping on your left side helped the brain's natural waste-clearing process, which is important for lowering stroke and memory loss risk. 4. Is your bedroom putting you at risk? Without you knowing. You might be doing everything right, taking your medicines, watching your blood pressure, trying to stay active. But if your bedroom environment isn't helping your health, it could be quietly working against you while you sleep. Let's talk about 3 things people often miss: temperature, lighting, and electronics. First, the temperature. A lot of seniors like to keep their bedroom warm. No one likes cold feet or stiff joints. But here's what research shows. Warm rooms might feel cozy, but cooler temperatures are actually better for your heart and brain at night. When the room is too warm, your body has to work harder to cool itself down. That increases your heart rate and blood pressure during sleep, 2 things you want to keep steady. A study found that stroke risk went up on colder nights, especially in homes where the body struggled to handle temperature changes. The best temperature for sleep is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, about 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. This range helps lower blood pressure spikes and supports deeper sleep. Next, let's talk about blue light. If you use a tablet, phone, or watch TV right before bed, the blue light from those screens might be doing more than just messing with your sleep. It stops your body from making melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. But melatonin also helps protect your brain. A study found that lower melatonin levels were linked to more severe strokes in older adults. What can you do? Use orange-colored lights in the evening. Turn off screens at least 1 hour before bed. And if you have to use a device, turn on blue light filters or night mode. Lastly, let's talk about electronics. Wi-Fi routers, cordless phones, and charging devices right next to your bed might be affecting your sleep without you noticing. Some early research suggests a link between electric signals and poor sleep quality, especially in older, more sensitive people. While more studies are needed, stroke clinics often suggest simple safety steps. Put your phone on airplane mode, turn off smart devices at night, and keep electronics away from your pillow. 5. 3 bedtime rituals that help protect your brain while you sleep. Now let's talk about what you can do before bed to support your brain and nervous system. These 3 simple bedtime routines are inspired by real practices used in stroke recovery places in the US, Germany, and Japan. And the best part, they're calming, easy, and supported by science. Ritual 1. The calm down movement. Before you get into bed, spend just 5 minutes doing gentle movements for your shoulders and neck. Roll your shoulders in circles 10 times forward, 10 times backward. Slowly tilt your head side to side, then gently drop your chin towards your chest and lift it back up. Why this matters? These light movements help calm your body, lower your heart rate, and steady your blood pressure. A 2021 study showed that seniors who did these movements before sleep had 17% fewer nighttime blood pressure spikes. Want to make it even better? Add deep breathing. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Breathe out slowly for 6. Ritual 2. Lift your legs for better blood flow. After a full day, your legs may hold on to fluid and pressure. To help your heart and brain, lie down and place your legs on a few firm pillows or lift them against the wall for about 5 to 10 minutes. The goal is to have your legs slightly above your heart level. This gentle position helps reduce fluid buildup, helps your body drain waste, and takes pressure off your heart. A small study found that seniors who did this every night had better morning blood pressure and fewer nighttime leg cramps in just 2 weeks. Ritual 3. Create a sleep signal for your brain. One of the simplest ways to help you sleep is to create a calming, repeatable signal your brain learns to recognize. This could be a special smell, like lavender or chamomile oil, a short sound, gentle waves or soft music, or a light touch routine like rubbing your legs with magnesium oil. The key is to do it every single night. In a Japanese study with older stroke patients, those who used a regular sensory signal fell asleep 28% faster and woke up less during the night. 6. Medications and supplements that secretly raise stroke risk. You trust your medications. You might even take a few supplements your doctor or friends suggested. But here's the hard truth. Some common combinations, especially when taken at night, can quietly increase your stroke risk without you knowing it. These effects are even more serious in older adults because the body processes drugs more slowly with age. Let's go over 5 specific mixes that stroke clinics and emergency room doctors often mark as dangerous. Mix 1. Blood pressure medicine plus water pills, also known as diuretics, at night. If you take blood pressure drugs, like ACE inhibitors or beta blockers, before bed, along with a water pill, like furosemide, it might sound harmless. But it can push your blood pressure too low during sleep. This problem, called nocturnal hypotension, or low nighttime blood pressure, can limit blood flow to the brain in the early morning hours, right when strokes are most likely to happen. A study found that seniors who took water pills at night were twice as likely to feel dizzy or faint in the early morning. What to do? Ask your doctor if your water pill can be taken earlier in the day. You might also check your blood pressure at night with a wrist cuff. Mix 2. Sleep aids plus allergy medicines, antihistamines. You want to sleep, so you take something like a sleeping pill and maybe an allergy medicine like Benadryl. But both these drugs slow down your nervous system, can make breathing weaker, and can lower oxygen levels during the night. In older adults, especially those with undiagnosed sleep apnea, this mix can lead to confusion, falls, or even unstable blood vessels. A study found that this combination tripled the risk of stroke-like symptoms in adults over 70. What to do? Try non-drug ways to sleep when possible. If you must use medicine, ask your doctor to check your full list of all drugs and supplements you take. Mix 3. Blood thinners plus omega-3 or turmeric. If you take prescribed blood thinners like warfarin or clopidogrel, be careful if you're also adding fish oil or turmeric pills. These natural products also thin the blood. When combined, they can raise the risk of internal bleeding or bleeding in the brain, which can look like or even cause a type of stroke. A 2018 review warned that this mix is widely underestimated by patients. What to do? Always tell your doctor about any supplements you take, even if they seem natural. Mix 4. Statins plus grapefruit or grapefruit supplements. You've probably heard that grapefruit juice affects statin medicines, but the supplement form of grapefruit is even stronger. Grapefruit stops the body from breaking down statins in the liver. This means the drug builds up in your blood, raising the risk of bad side effects, blood pressure spikes, and strain on your blood vessels. What to do? Avoid grapefruit in all forms, juice, fruit, supplement, unless your doctor says it's safe with your specific medicine. Mix 5. Antidepressants plus herbal calming aids like St. John's wort or CBD. This one surprises many people. If you take an antidepressant and then add calming herbal aids like CBD oil, valerian, or St. John's wort, you might cause too much serotonin, a brain chemical, in your body. This can affect your heart rhythm, blood pressure, and brain function, especially while you're sleeping. A 2019 study warned that seniors are at greater risk of toxicity, even from small amounts. The point here isn't to scare you away from medicines or supplements. It's to help you check your mixes, ask questions, and make sure nothing you're taking is quietly putting pressure on your brain or heart. In our final section, we'll explain why your brain's night crew, a hidden system that works during deep sleep, needs your full support to keep you safe from long-term stroke risk. Every night while you sleep, your brain doesn't just rest, it gets to work. Hidden inside your head is something called the glymphatic system. Think of it as your brain's cleanup crew. It flushes out waste, clears toxic proteins, lowers swelling, and even helps fix tiny tears in your blood vessels. This process is super important for stopping stroke, memory problems, and thinking issues. But here's the problem. This cleanup crew only works when you're in deep, undisturbed sleep. Now imagine what happens if your sleep is broken. If you're waking up to use the bathroom, shifting because you're uncomfortable, reacting to low oxygen from snoring, or tossing and turning because you're too hot. Each of these things stops your brain from reaching the deep sleep stage, where the night crew turns on. And without it, bad stuff builds up, blood vessels stay swollen, and damage doesn't get fixed. In other words, your brain loses its chance to heal. This is why everything we've talked about matters. Timing your water intake, changing how you sleep, checking your medicines, and making your bedroom better. It's not just about being comfortable. It's about giving your brain the help it needs to do its nightly job of protecting you from long-term harm. Stroke risk isn't about one big mistake. It's about small things adding up night after night. But here's the good news. Every small change you make tonight, like lifting your head a little, stopping water earlier, or skipping that extra supplement, gives your brain a better chance at staying healthy. Because sometimes healing doesn't happen at the hospital. Sometimes it happens quietly at home, in your bed, while you sleep. If you've made it this far, that already tells me something about you. You care. You want to understand what's happening inside your body, and you're not just waiting for a problem. You want to prevent it. That way of thinking already puts you ahead. Let's be honest. No one expects a stroke. Ruth didn't. She thought she was doing everything right. But it wasn't one big mistake that caused her stroke. It was a series of tiny, unnoticed habits, like drinking water at the wrong time, lying flat at night, or taking medicines in a way her body could no longer handle. That's why these tips aren't about fear. They're about power, knowing the science, listening to your body, and making small, smart changes that protect your brain and heart, especially at night. These aren't huge changes, but over time, they protect your blood vessels, your sleep, and your mind. Remember, stroke prevention doesn't start in the emergency room. It starts in the bedroom. Tonight can be the first night you give your brain what it needs to recover, recharge, and stay strong. You don't need to do it all at once. Just start with one change. Your future self will thank you.